Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't know if I've done a reading for you before or not. I can't remember. I do so many. Anyway, I just like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best that I can. They never waste a message. So there's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what he's talking about. This is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. It's their show. I let them do whatever they want within reason. So, and it's totally up to him. So we're going to talk to Cody today. He's saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. And he's saying it very lovingly, very gentle. I want to help you. You were my rock, but I also knew that I was your rock. We supported each other. We held each other up. He's making me want to cry. I know life is tough. And I would like to help you in ways that I couldn't help you when I was here. And he's holding out his hand to you. And he's saying, let me guide you. Allow me to guide you. And as I'm doing this, so I know what he wants to show you. Hold your hand out. You don't have to hold it forward. Well, hold it forward would probably be better because he's holding his hand forward. And just relax it and hold it there for a couple of minutes and ask him to hold your hand. You should feel like maybe a little pressure, like a little ball sitting on there, or a warmth, or could even get tingling goosebumps in the palm of your hand. You'll feel his energy. And sometimes when I do it, like when I'm walking, doing my walks, I'll ask somebody to hold my hand as I'm walking, and I'll actually feel like somebody is holding my hand. I don't know how you will receive the energy. Everybody feels it different. And also when I think that his passing was recent, so when you're in real deep grief, and this makes no sense to me, it's hard for them to get through because we're in such deep grief that it's like putting a wall up around us, and it's really hard for them to get their signs and their energy through to us, which, like I said, makes no sense to me because that's when we really need it. So just know as that subsides a little bit, it might be a lot easier for him to get through. He has seen you beating your fist against the wall and screaming. And saying you took one of the good things that I had. I hate you, God. Why did you take one of the good things in my life? He's paused. I will say that what I've learned in my experience is before we come here, we decide our point of exit. And it can be when you're 1 day old, it can be when you're 100 years old. That timeline can waver a little bit depending on what's going on around you, how it's going to affect people around you, what they're going to learn from him leaving. But we're going to go in that timeline Don't know why it's that way. That's just what I've learned from them. He says, usually we can't change the rules. He likes what you've done to your hair. So have you done something different with your hair since he left? He likes it very much. So whatever it is you're doing different. And then he says, ew, this has nothing to do with your hair. Ew, that smell. Oh, is it ZZ Top that sings that song, Ew, That Smell? I don't know what the actual name of it is. Let me see if I can get Alexa. Oh, she heard me, damn it. So he's referring to Leonard Skinner. Sorry, had the wrong band. So anytime you hear a Leonard Skinner song, like you're driving down the road and it pops up on the radio, or you see a picture of them like walking through a store, or in any of their songs comes on, know that that'll be a sign from him. And if you hear it like when you're driving down the road, look around you real quick. See if you see something that reminds you of him. It could be his name on a billboard. It could be numbers on a license plate that means something associated with him. Anything like that, that will be a sign from him. So keep Leonard Skinner in mind. And oh, that just flew out of my head. Sorry about that. I'm blonde. So make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. He mentions coconut. Coconut? Don't know why. Don't you recently had something with coconut, or you like coconut, or he liked coconut, or I don't know. Sometimes they just throw words out. He's talking about getting caught in the rain. I don't know if you recently, I think he's trying to validate that it's him. If you recently got caught, of course, we had a few days here where it rained. I think you live around here. When you got caught in the rain, or like a really bad rainstorm you were driving through, something about getting caught in the rain. And he's showing you being all wet. I love you, Mom. Yes, I do. Don't be mad at me for leaving. He says, what would truly make your heart happy? No, I can't come back. And I don't really want to. Things kind of suck down there right now. He wants you to sit down, take out a piece of paper, and actually write down what would make you happy. Not something that'll make you happy for a minute, not something that'll make you happy for a week. What is out there that will truly make you at peace and happy? He's showing your path as being uphill, kind of zagging here and really zagging there. It's all on the left. I don't know if that means anything. And then it's straight, but it's a hard uphill climb. Now, this I've never seen before, so I don't even know how to explain it. But as you get past this big zag and start going forward, there's a road that comes in straight. Usually they'll have it like this, and you have to choose a path, or you veer. I'm muttering again, sorry. You get around this big zag, and it starts going forward, but it's still uphill, and this road comes straight in. which I've never seen before. So I'm not exactly, but it's not like you're supposed to go down that road. So I don't know what this is. So I'm sorry, but I have to explain the way he's showing it. But this is still straight. And I've seen a lot of people's past, and they've done a lot of this and a lot of this, but you always end up back on the path you're supposed to be on. Sometimes we just take the scenic route. That's what I call it, the scenic route. It's a lot harder, it's a lot longer, but we always end up coming back to whatever our path is supposed to be. He says, you're not quite back on it. He said, it's all about your choices. It's about your choices, and you alone are the only one, he says, that can hear your choices. So I'm not sure what he means about hear your choices. You have to decide, and fuck everybody else. He says, no more grabbing this and grabbing that and grabbing over there, because that only makes you happy for a minute. And he's showing himself like he's literally, now I doubt if this is something you're going to feel, because I think it's not, sorry, they make me itch. Their energy makes me itch. But like he gets his hands like under your butt and pushes you up. He's trying to lift you up. He's trying to get you up to where you can see out there, out in the future, out further, instead of right here, right now, like this. He says, you're not seeing past this wall in front of you. You're not seeing past it. He says, you're doing what makes you happy now, in the moment. It won't make you happy later. He says, you're like in a, well, I'm doing a circle, but in a loop. It's like you're in a loop and you keep doing the same thing. You're in a loop and you think this is going to do it, and then you go back and start all over. It's not exactly the same faces or the same things, but it's the same routine. It's the same loop all the time. He said, you need to break free of that loop. Do something different. Be you. And I stress that to people all the time. Be you. He says, you have a beautiful soul. You let others corrupt it. Thinking that's going to bring you the happiness you want. And it won't work. He said, it has to be you. Let's talk about sunshine and butterflies. I don't know what he means now. Sunshine and butterflies. What is going to set your soul free? He says, you. Forgive yourself. Forgive me for leaving. Let go of that rock and set your soul free. He's got a beautiful energy. Very beautiful energy. Okay, so he says, no matter where you go, No matter what you do, no matter who you're around, you're still taking you with you. Do whatever you need for you. He's spacing that out so I get all the words. Think of you. Soul searching. You're beautiful. On the inside, too. He says, aren't we a fine pair? You need more confidence. Don't let them bring you down. I don't know who them is. Maybe you do. Whoever's the first them you think of, that's who he's talking about. They don't give me all the details because the details are none of my business or anybody else's. They'll give me just enough so you should understand what he's talking about. Just remember I love you. Now he's going tap, tap, tap. So if you hear 3 taps on a wall, he said yes. I was going to say it could be different surfaces, but I'm trying to give you the type of noise so you'll know when you hear it. He's saying like on a wall. So whatever that would sound like if you tap 3 times on a wall, and it'll probably, not always, but probably be very slight. And normally it's when you just leave the room or something and then you hear it tap, tap, tap. It can even be a little bird tap, tap, tap 3 times outside. It doesn't matter the tap, tap, tap. But he's talking more like on a wooden type surface. That'll be a sign from him, so acknowledge him, validate him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more, give him permission. He doesn't want you mad at him. He says, I hear you call me baby boy. The guilt of you feeling like you could have done better for him, that you didn't do enough for him, that you didn't do right by him. He says you need to let that go. That's going to weigh you down the rest of your life. And he's yelling, let that go. Find a way to let that go. He does not want that for you. He said it's going to corrupt you. You did the best you could with what you had. Like we all do. I don't want that weighing on you. So he moves in behind me, and he's standing there. He puts his hand. They do this a lot. They put their hand. He's putting. Good grief. Puts his hands on my shoulders from behind. So he's got them like this on top of my shoulders. He says, I've got your back. Call on me when you need me. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. That's absolute. So this should feel like, it could feel just like a little bit of pressure. It could feel like a warmth, tingling, bug crawling up there. You should be able to feel the warmth of him or the goosebumps or even just a pressure on your back. Just something a little different in the air pressure. Like I said, everybody receives the energy different. I don't know for sure how you will feel it. He wants you to know he's got your back. Call on him. Ask him. Ask him for something that he was good at here. If you need help, I'm muttering this morning. Good grief. Something he was good at here, that he understands how it works here. You need help with that. Call on him. Ask him for help. He's talking about the terrible three. The terrible three. So I don't know if there's child that's 3, or if there's 3, if you have 3 kids, or there's 3 of you and him and somebody else, or there's something about the terrible 3. And he's smiling real big, so it's not like a bad thing. Even though he's saying terrible, he's almost saying it as a joke. He's talking about roses. I don't know if you've given him roses, but watch for. You could be like walking through Walmart and there could be a fake rose laying on the floor. Or you could be walking down an aisle and your head feels like it's kind of pulled to the right and there could be even a picture of a rose. Or you could be walking up somebody's steps and one of their roses could have be in your way or fallen on the ground, or rose petals. Anything like that is still that's going to be a sign from him. So again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him, give him permission to bring you more. And he's walking off. Where's he going? Okay, he walked off around the corner of my room, and then he leaned back in and he waved. Okay, you guys tell me what you mean by this. Okay, he says he's just around the corner. He's just out of eyesight. You can't see him, but he's there. And it is totally like that. It's like they're on the other side of a wall. I keep having an earthquake every time I move my leg. Sorry. It's like they're on the other side of a wall. You can't see them and you can't hear them, but they're right there. They are truly that close. Okay. Something about the full moon. Last night was a full moon. That continued into this morning. I don't know if you looked up at the moon and you were talking to him or wishing on the moon. Something about the full moon. So, let's see what he's doing. Now he came back and he's standing there where I could see him. You're going to see him standing somewhere, or you already have. Usually it's in your peripheral vision, and you see it out of the corner of your eye, and you think you see him standing there, and then you turn your head and it's not there, so you go, oh, that's my imagination. No, it's not. It's not. So know that if you haven't, you're going to see him. And they don't seem to do that a lot. I don't know if it's hard for their energy to do that or what. But you'll get little glimpses of him moving around. He's very, very close to you all the time right now. Like I said, deep grief. I think I said it. I do so many readings, I can't remember what I just said. Deep grief, it's hard to get through. You'll start getting the hang of it, he says. So give him permission to be in your home. And they can do it anyway if they want to, but it helps. It helps to give him permission. I've seen a lot of them stand off in a corner and not show their loved ones that they're there because they don't know if they should. They don't want to scare the bejeebies out of them. They don't know if it's okay. So it always helps give permission. I don't know what he's showing. He's showing like summertime. And I think he means this coming summer. And you're going to be outside in a lawn chair, kicked back, and something's going to happen. He's going to do something. He said it'll be kind of shocking. So I don't know if you're going to fully see him. He's not saying what. And sometimes they haven't figured out how to do it yet. But there's going to be something about you being like so relaxed. You're almost asleep type of thing in a lawn chair outside, and something really cool is going to happen concerning him. That's a long ways away, isn't it? Let me help you. He's being very soft, very gentle, very grown up, very confident. He says, and sexy too. Well, he is kind of cute. Okay, he's talking about the tinkling of bells. And he's showing the little bitty bells. And we see, I don't have any out yet. Little bitty bells. Like we have at Christmas time. And they're on everything. So know when you see one as you're walking through the store, you could see a box of them for decoration. You could hear them tinkling. You'll hear them tinkling in your house when there are no bells. You'll like bats in your belfry type thing. The little bitty bells. He says like a little cat bell. You'll hear those little tinkles a lot. Know that that's going to be another sign from him. He's going to let you know he's around Christmas time. And he's with the tinkling of the bells. So they might be soft enough, they might be hard to pick up, but just be aware. I love you, Mom. It is going to be okay, but I want you to be okay. I want you to be okay like you've never been okay before. He's not saying you haven't been okay before, but he wants you to be. I hope I said that right. He's not saying you've never been okay. He wants you to be more okay than you've ever been. He says, and it's going to happen. But you have to choose that. I was blessed to have you for my mother. You're very strong. Very wise, very knowing. And I want you to know that I feel like I was blessed to have picked you for my mother. So hold that to your heart. Be thankful you had the time with me that you had. And think about the fun, goofy times when we threw things at each other. Rely on those memories. Know that I have your back. And know that I'm always with you. Know that you are blessed, even though you don't feel like it. And with that, he's over here on my left now. They don't usually come in on my left. He bends down and gives me a kiss on the cheek. So know that you will feel that. It might feel like a little bug crawling. It could feel like a hair that you can't brush off. It could feel like a pin sticking you if he does it hard enough. And if it hurts, tell him, hey, that's a little strong. It kind of hurt. Sometimes they do that to get my attention. It could feel like it just gets really warm right there. I'm not sure how it will feel to you. And with that, he's leaving, blowing you kisses, throwing rose petals on the ground. So watch for those rose petals. And he's getting further away, but as he gets out there, he screams, I love you, Mom. Be grateful for the time we had. And he's leaving. So thank you very much, my dear. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. He's very sweet.